Peace and bright blessings, guys. It's your Queen of Spades coming at you. And at this moment in time, we're going to go into another reading. Um, this this particular one is about Amber Heard and this this apparent retrial or goodness, what's the name? I'm trying to think of it. Oh, appeal. Yeah, she's been unsuccessful in getting these different things um to come about in her favor. So let's look into her energy today and see what's going on and also see what's to come for her. Okay, so Spirit, please give me a 3-card pull. What is Amber Heard's overall energy at this time? Okay, thank you, Spirit. One more, please. Until our lives again. Okay. Uh, okay. It's a card that popped out. I shuffled and it came right back, which was this last card, the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So she's definitely after the money. The first card that popped out is the King of Swords. Yeah. In her relationship with Johnny Depp, she definitely was the masculine. Um, her ways, her actions, her verbalizations, um, yeah, even the way that she attempted to handle him and come for him in a lot of cases. Yeah, she's definitely that King of Swords energy. And what is this? 4, 8. Okay, this is the 8 of Wands. Okay, she definitely, in her King of Swords energy, is rushing towards trying to get and secure the Pentacles, the money, the bag. And instead of trying to secure this by making an honest living, starting a business, um, she has decided that it would be best to come after Johnny Depp and his money. And that's just not the way to go. Divine does not approve of those actions from her. And yeah, it's not going to be a successful outcome. Um, yeah. At the bottom of the deck, the Hangman. She's definitely in Hangman energy at this time because her appeal didn't go through and her plans, to scheme and manipulate the system didn't work. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, so the next question. The next question. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So, Spirit, please give me a 3-card pull. What was Amber Heard's most authentic feelings towards the appeal? Give me a 3-card pull, please, Spirit. Oh. No? Okay. Oh. Where is it? Where is it? Ah. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, she's not in the healthiest of spaces mentally. I'm picking up possibly a personality disorder where she's concerned, or a mental illness, one. Um, yeah. Okay, so the first card that popped up, Judgment. Next card that popped up, Six of Cups. Yeah, she's definitely okay. Then next, the Devil. The Emperor. Okay. She's not in the best state at this moment in time. She's extremely judgmental against Johnny Depp and also the judicial system. She feels like she was blocked from getting the justice that she deserves. And but at times she still has nostalgia and thoughts of how it used to be when her and Johnny Depp were together, and the relationship that they had versus the relationship that they could have had. But also because she is a narcissist, she's looking for she's looking for the openings, because she really would want to go back into the situation with Johnny Depp, and she would want to figure out how to not change her ways for the better, but figure out how to scheme and be deceptive, manipulative, conniving that much better. She would want to find a way where she would succeed in the end. And should, it lead to court, she would want to find the ways to win in court. and for it to be proven that Johnny Depp is actually guilty the next time around. If she could, you know, kind of like rewind the hands of time and redo everything, she don't want to change her ways. She don't see nothing wrong with what she's done. Um, she don't see nothing wrong with how she acted towards Johnny Depp. And she don't think she did anything wrong concerning her testimony in court. Um, she don't understand why people don't believe her. And it really annoys and irritates her. But that's because she told blatant lies during the testimony, and it came off as deceptive. And, you know, the cross examination kept catching her up as well. So you were not truthful and honest the whole time, and you're trying to figure out how people knew you were a liar. Um, People aren't dumb, but you know, she seems to feel like she's so smart that um, you know, she's over everyone's head, and that's just not the case. Um, and of course, the Emperor energy represents Johnny Depp. She has the judgment, the nostalgia, and the lower vibrational um energy towards him. She also still feels like sexual feelings for him. She still has sexual fantasies where he's concerned and she lusts after him. But at the same time, she hates him. Um if she could have gotten away with permentalizing um a complete obliteration with him and getting away with it, she would have. And wow. That's very interesting. So her only concern concerning the energy uh, directed towards Johnny Depp for the most part is not of sorrow or grief or even an apology, you know, an apologetic stance for what she, you know, put him through. Because, you know, just based off of the readings I've done previously on her and Johnny Depp's case, um, yeah, basically, as a as a narcissist, she wanted it to look like it was him who was totally abusive towards her, and she was, you know, like this innocent victim who was just there for him and trying to take care of him and trying to be there for him to support him. And, you know, during the trial, she got found out, and lies came to the surface. And her intentions were found out. And, you know, it was found that she was very deceptive and manipulative. And I forget the name of the type of personality disorder the psychologist for Johnny Depp's team basically pointed out. But yeah, she was saying, I forget the name of it, but she was basically saying like a person like Amber Heard is in a lot of pain. Um, you know, she doesn't know how to move in life without screwing people over. And I mean, she had done it several times before um, with friends, people she called friends, and they ended up getting into either physical altercations with her or situations where they would end up backing away from her and ending the friendship. And so the situation with Johnny Depp was no different. Um, he did not initially want to end things with her, but she ended things with him because she saw where, she could lie and tell the world that basically he had beat her and done all these horrible things to her. And she was just the innocent victim in all of these things. And the world saw differently based off of her trial testimony, based off of the testimonies of all of her quote unquote friends and the people that um, she called to the witness stand to back her up. Some of them actually told on her. Some of them actually bore witness against her and her actions and her personality, and also, you know, um, gave hints and clues and tips as to what type of person she is overall. So she's not very happy at this juncture, at this moment in time. She doesn't like that she did not get that appeal. She doesn't like that the world didn't see Johnny Depp as a monster, which is why she told him, like, yeah, tell the world, Johnny. Tell them that you, as a man, too, are battered and abused. And, let's see, if the world believes it. Like, who would say something like that? Um, unless you're guilty. Um, she definitely had lots of evidence against her that showed forth and proved that she actually was like crazily abusive uh, towards Johnny Depp. And she caused his finger. She's the cause of his finger being sliced. Now, am I saying that Johnny Depp is just like an angel and he never did anything? No, of course not. He did his little stuff where she was concerned too, but what a lot of people don't understand is that in narcissistic relationships, um, anything the other person does to get back at the narcissist sets it up so that that person is the only one seen doing something, so that it can look like to everybody else, like, this person is attacking me. Do you see him? Do you see him? Look at what they're doing to me. But nobody ever sees what the narcissist does first, because they're slick enough and conniving enough to actually hide behind the scenes, basically throw the rock and hide their hand. They are very clever and very cunning and able to do those things. So if a narcissist does not recognize themselves as such and they never receive help, then they just continue on being that same way for the rest of their lives until God gets tired and shuts them down. Um, so yeah, that's crazy. Um, But, this came out in that first trial, so I'm not totally surprised. But, you know, it's crazy that she has all this judgment for him, but she's not looking in the mirror. She doesn't judge herself. Okay, so the next is a pendulum question. Okay, is Amber Heard confident that she will win the case? And I think the case is already over with, I think. But these questions were written beforehand. So she was definitely confident that she would win this appeal. Okay. Yeah, she was confident that she would have won. Okay. What is Amber Heard's overall energy towards Johnny Depp? Um, Spirit, please give me a 3-card pull. What is Amber Heard's overall energy towards Johnny Depp? Please give me a 3-card pull. Ooh. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So the first card that popped out is the Ten of Swords. That's crazy. Okay. Then the Knight of Swords. Then the Queen of Wands. Then the Eight of Swords. Then the Seven of Swords. So there's a lot of aggressive communication here. Yeah, the sword suit represents the air signs and also communication. So with the Ten of Swords, the first thing that I heard was murder. And to be honest, it really did feel like from, the testimonies early on, when both of them stated their case, it did feel like if they would have stayed together, like she was plotting on him. So she would have found a way for either her or someone that she asked to do it, or him at his own hands. She would have found a way for him to completely obliterate himself, or for her to do it in a way where her hands, would be clean of the situation. And it just didn't happen like that. Somebody was definitely watching out for Johnny Depp and stopped that from happening. And she also stopped it when she rushed and divorced him because she thought that she was going to get, some major pinnacles from the situation with or without him. And it just didn't work out for her because God sees all, and it was never meant to work out for her. As the Knight of Swords, she was charging forward with this. Like, she found pleasure in triggering him and also causing division between him and his children, and also starting fights and arguments with him in hopes that it would drive him crazy enough to either obliterate himself or for him to just finally snap and knock her out, and then she have a reason to finally, end him. Yeah, it's very intense energy here. And the Queen of Wands, as we saw in the first trial, she as a person, first of all, is narcissist for the most part, and this is just based off of observation and experience from like dealing with the narcissistic personality type, whether in different relationship types, whether friend or partner, whatever the case may be. But with her being the Queen of Wands energy and her being a narcissist, we saw in the testimony that, she had Elon Musk over, she had Frankie, and women too, to come over to the house when Johnny Depp wasn't there. And she repetitively, you know, slept with many different people, un, you know, Johnny Depp was just totally unaware um, at the time when they were together of all of this going on. And when one of her so-called friends were asked, has Amber Heard ever cheated on Johnny Depp? He was like, oh yeah. And they asked him, how many times? Was it at least 10 times? He was like, oh yeah. They were like, was it more than 20 times? He was like, oh yeah. They were like, more than 30? He was like, yes. They were like, more than 50? And he was like, I'm not sure. Like, like, something, it was more than 30. So I say that, I bring that up to say, um, people with personality disorders, in most cases, are in denial that they have a mental illness or a personality disorder to begin with. Their lack of accountability, as well as being completely authentic first with themselves and then with the others around them, drives them into states where they become heavily and overly overtly sexual with any and everybody that will give them the time of day and attention. And yeah, she is, like the toxic form of the Queen of Wands energy. But nevertheless, she is that Queen of Wands energy, and it was proven so. With the last card well, not the last card, but with the next card popping out as the Eight of Swords, she has, throughout this entire relationship and throughout the entire court case with Johnny Depp, she has caused herself self-sabotage as a result of her lack of accountability as well as inauthenticity. Um, yeah, and the sad thing is, she really thought that, by abusing him and then lying about it and making it look like he abused her, she really felt like, she could pull the wool over the world's eyes. But what narcissistic personality types fail to see is that, I mean, you can lie to anybody, you can deceive anybody, but if there's proofs and there's evidence, like, your lies will only go so far. So she's learning that now, unfortunately. Yeah. And then with the very last card popping up as five, six, seven of swords. As you can see, her intentions were to be deceptive and sneaky and conniving the whole time and manipulative. And, with Johnny Depp, particularly since this is her overall feelings towards him. And, yeah, she succeeded in deceiving him once upon a time, but then her mask slipped and he was able to see the real her, and he was able to, um, he lived in hell. He lived in hell and torment with her, and still trying to hold on to her to, work things out and actually get past, the little rifts and things that he felt, were small and could be worked out. But in fact, it was way bigger than what he thought and expected, and it was never meant for them to continue on after a certain point in time. And so even though he was trying to be civil and kind of have it where, like he was pouring out his heart to her. He was like, I actually love you. Like, um, and she was just looking at what she could get from him. So it was like, I mean, I hear you, but, what if I say that, I have all this, evidence from, built up over the years that, could possibly paint you out to be, you know, um, a serial abuser, for all these years. And, I said certain things to family members and friends, telling them how you hit me and this, that, and the other, so that I could build up this evidence and proof and this, that, and the other. And he's like, you don't even have to do that. Like, if I love you and care for you and you love me and care for me, we can be apart from each other, but still at peace with one another. I can still look out for you for the first year that we're, not together. Like, his offers were very generous, but she felt like she could get more and obtain more. Where was that? Where is it? I saw, yeah, I saw a card, and I'm not sure. It looked like a victory card, but yeah, she thought that she would have victory in this situation with Johnny Depp. And she thought that, basically her word against his, if she was convincing enough, the world, the judicial system would see him for this monster that she was used to painting him out to be. And, he would have to pay her a handsome ransom. And it just didn't work out like that because the truth always prevails. And yeah, so, you know, he was trying to work it out where she was still secured financially for like the first year that they were together. And, just as long as they could, kind of like agree to move on in peace. And she totally turned it down. Like, it was crazy to hear the recording because she's like, you know, you're not listening to me. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, I have all this evidence and proof that, like you were abusive, and this will work out to my advantage. And he's like, what evidence? What proves? Like, if anything, you was beating on me. Like, it was just crazy. It was a mess, and she's a mess, and it's horrible. Like, it's a horrible situation. It's very messy and very toxic. And I'm actually happy that, he did get out of it, even though he wasn't choosing to leave out of it. God had her to remove herself from the situation, to free him, to protect Johnny Depp, because he didn't see that, with her continuing to be in his life, that it could mean danger for him, and even like a complete finality. He didn't see that. So God had to make a move, and he basically removed Amber from his life. She thought that she was doing it herself, making the decisions herself to leave, and making the decisions to divorce, but it was actually God behind it all, and it was for Johnny Depp's best interest. Um, so yeah. So her overall energy towards Johnny Depp is lots of disdain and displeasure and judgment and hatred. but with a mixture of wanting to be sexual with him, wanting to be intimate with him. Like it's just very toxic. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. What was Amber Heard's desired outcome? Please give me a 3 card pull, spirit. What was Amber Heard's? Oh, wow. Mm. Hold on, spirit. Where is it? I saw it. Where is that? Here it is. Okay. Thank you, spirit. Okay, so the first card that popped out was the Devil card once again. She has a lot of lust for him, even now, still. Um, yeah, the next card that popped out, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. She really desired to have that Ace of Pentacles. She really, really, really still desires to gain and attain that. Um, yeah, the Three of Swords came out next. She's always in um, like a steady mental conflict. Um, because even while she was um, with Johnny Depp, she had multiple other lovers, and as her husband, he just never knew about that until afterwards. And I feel like that's why he sold the penthouses, because of all the craziness that went on there. Um, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune came out next. And she was definitely hoping for the wheel to turn in her favor, and it didn't. Um, she wanted to be the star in the end, and she felt like she could have access in her choice of lovers, um, access to anyone she wanted once she won this case and, destroyed Johnny Depp's reputation. She thought that all of this would bring people like feeling sorry about her, um, feeling sorry for her, I mean. And she thought that this would make the world like turn against Johnny Depp and, justice be in her favor. But she forgot that truth rules and people are not dumb and they can kind of see past lies and deception for the most part. So it didn't work out for her the way that she wanted it to. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So the next question is, what is Johnny Depp's overall energy towards Amber? What is Johnny Depp's overall energy towards Amber? Please give me a 3 card pull, spirit. Whoa. Mhm. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the first card that popped out is the Knight of Wands. He has a level of compassion for her. You know, he knows that she is not all the way there mentally. And yeah, he wanted the Ten of Pentacles for them both. He wanted them both to be steady and secure. He wanted that for them both, which is why he made the offer to her before before she decided to go through with the court case in gosh, where were they? Virginia? I think. I think Virginia. Um am I right? I think Virginia, yeah. So yeah, he wanted them to both come out stabilized and on top in the situation. Um, where it concerns her, he's just in hangman mode. He really doesn't want to fight. He really doesn't want to argue. He really has no feelings of animosity towards her. He's just really trying to move on with his life. You know, he feels like what was done is done, and he's really just trying to get past everything that happened. It was a total nightmare for him, and he's at peace now. He's moved on. He has, you know, other loves and people that he has been involved with. And yeah, Amber is just kind of stuck, but she doesn't realize it yet. Um, and she's burying herself deeper as she continues on, trying to get back at Johnny Depp and pursue these different court cases against him. She's just digging herself a deeper hole. So, yeah, she doesn't know it, but the spirit has actually blocked her from being able to continue the relationship with Johnny Depp, blocked her from being able to take anything from Johnny Depp, and Spirit has also blocked her from, you know, being able to be perceived by the world as an innocent victim because she's a liar, plain and simple. So the next question, okay, that's a pendulum question. So the next question is, will Amber Heard pursue any future cases against Johnny Depp? Yeah, I felt that. That's a yes. And I feel like as long as she can, she's going to continue to pursue court cases against him because she's desperate for people to see her as this innocent victim that was victimized and abused. And really, she's the one who did most of the victimizing and abusing of Johnny Depp, and the manipulation and the division between him and his children and all of those different things. When he was trying to sober up, she constantly, asked for alcohol and drugs to be in the home. And, it just, she just never was a supportive or, stabilizing force as a wife in his life. She basically, took advantage of his vulnerability, especially when he was drinking and on drugs. And she saw this as an opportunity for her to come up. So she wanted to keep him in that state. And then she wanted to turn around and punish him, like, um, like when he started trying to sober up. And there were some pills that he was administered to help him to get through his withdrawals and things like that. And she was like, I want to be the one to help you. I'm your wife. I love you. I want to see you get through this. And so what happened was, basically his doctor, turned to him like, is that okay? He's like, well, she wants to help. So they put the pills in her hand and told her the instructions on when to give it to him ever so often. And then they left and went to do what they had to do. And she was left alone with Johnny Depp. And he said he waited all day long as possible before taking another pill. And then when it got time, he's like, I need another pill. He said she completely ignored him, did not respond to him at all. And he said again, I need a pill. Like I'm starting to have the withdrawal symptoms. And he said she still completely ignored him, did not acknowledge what he was saying to her, did not answer him back. And he stated again, like, I really need those pills. Like, I'm really going through it. And she turns around and says, it's not time yet. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, the doctors told you whenever I need it. Like, I know I'm aware of, how long in between each pill I'm supposed to wait. And it's over that amount of time. And I need that pill. Like, I'm going through these symptoms. And she said, not time yet. And he said, I really need, like, he said he was in a position as a man where he was like, he was begging her. He was like crying and begging her for the medicine. And she completely ignored him, continued to move around the house, doing whatever she was doing. And it didn't matter to her how he felt or what he was going through. So, like, that's psycho to me. Because she was able to sit and see this man being tortured and, just not care, and continue on doing what she was doing. It, it's not only that she was able to see him tortured, but it was also that she was plotting from the beginning when she was telling the doctors, I'm the wife, I want to help take care of him, like, I love him, if anybody's gonna be, helping him through this, it should be me. And it was all a setup, like, and that's what narcs do. And she basically she is a character. um Basically set it up where she would be the one alone with him, to quote unquote administer these pills. And then when he needed them, she was like, no, not time yet. No, not time yet. And it was like all because she wanted to see him suffer. And it's like, wow, like, you gotta be evil, to enjoy the suffrage of someone, especially someone that loves you. You got to be evil. So, um, yeah. Okay, let's see. So she will definitely continue on to pursue court cases against Johnny Depp. She doesn't realize it, but she's actually coming off more and more unstable each time. Um, so the answer was yes, she will continue to pursue court cases. But will she actually win them? That's a no. Will Johnny Depp continue to settle with Amber Heard and pay her, out of court costs? Okay, that's a no. He's learning. He's learning. and he's moving forward in a more positive direction. And he really doesn't want anything to do with her, but he doesn't wish her ill feelings, but he definitely doesn't want anything to do with her on an intimate level ever again in life, which I can't blame him. So let's see. Okay, will Amber Heard continue to work in Hollywood? Wow. So that's a strong no. Yeah, everything, every area of her life is going to start to crumble for her because of all of the plotting and scheming that she did against Johnny Depp just to get some money. Um, all of that's going to come back to her. It has no choice but to, and she has no choice but to deal with it head on and reap the repercussions. It's just how this works. Um, okay. Will Amber Heard win any money from this case? Okay, that's a no. Will she win this current appeal against Johnny Depp? That's a no. Um, okay. Next is a tarot card question. What is Johnny Depp's overall outcome? Spirit, please give me a 3 card pull. Whoa. What is Johnny Depp's overall outcome? Oh, what is Johnny Depp's overall outcome? Wow. Popped out again. Okay. What is Johnny Depp's overall outcome? Thank you, Spirit. 2 more, please. Whoa. I saw it. Where'd it go? Where is that card? I know what I saw. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, okay. It's a little hard to maneuver these cards with my gloves on. Okay. First card that popped out is the High Priestess card. So he definitely has that High Priestess energy, but he's also got um yeah, he's got a female in the spirit room watching over him, schooling him and giving him the strength and the energy to move on from this situation and in a way where he is prosperous. And sure enough, 10 of Pentacles pops out. So he definitely will continue to be successful. Yeah, isn't he in Rihanna's Fenty um modeling show? Yeah, that's a step in the right direction. He's just going to continue to be called on and picked and noticed and succeeding in life because people love his brute honesty and his authenticity. And so he's always going to, succeed in life because of that. Um, yeah. And then Ace of Wands. Yeah. He's definitely going to have the money, the lovers. And then he ends up as that King of Pentacles energy. Yeah. He's got hella money coming to him. His love life doesn't look too bad either. And yeah, he's going to continue to soar for the rest of his life because he was telling the truth in this situation, and because he didn't see that someone that he actually was loyal to and had love for was actually plotting and planning against him the whole time. He didn't see that. And so, but Spirit saw that. He didn't have to see it. Spirit saw it. Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be in celebration mode. Three of Cups. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, Spirit saw it. And Spirit moved accordingly in getting certain people out of his life. And then once removing, any toxic energies from his life, Spirit then turned around and blessed him because, his intentions were pure for the most part. And, it's like he admitted to things that he could have done better in this situation as well. Um, yeah, he admitted to having anger issues, but he also admitted that a lot of the times, he was being provoked by Amber in many different ways. Yeah, so, it ended up working out exactly as it was supposed to, and definitely by divine intervention. Um, so yeah, he's definitely going to live very large for the rest of his life, because Spirit sees fit. Mhm. This is the card that semi popped out before that I couldn't find. The Ten of Cups. Yeah. He's going to be secure in family life, relationships. He's got his children. He's got ex-wives and ex-girlfriends standing up for him and giving, full testimonial speeches on how great of a guy he is and how he never laid hands on them. I mean, that speaks volumes by itself, you know so yeah, he's definitely going to be straight, better than straight. He's going to be secure on all levels and all areas of his life moving forward. So yeah, the next question is, what is Amber Heard's um overall outcome? What is Amber Heard's overall outcome, Spirit? Give me a 3 card pull, please. I saw it. Where is it? Spirit, you're not going to make me search for every card, are you? I saw it. Where is it? Now I got to search for this card. Where is that? Oh, can't find it. Okay. I saw the death card pop out though. Now, that may not necessarily mean death to her, but that energy looms around her areas of life because of how conniving she's been in her life. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, definitely taking these gloves off. Can't do. One more, please. Oh, goodness. Where did that card go? Okay. About to say, what is going on here? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So, her overall outcome, the first card that popped out is the Tower. I told y'all every area of her life is going to crash and burn because of this. Um, the bigger you make a spectacle out of someone, the more you publicize trying to ruin someone and that person is actually innocent of what you're accusing them of or what you're trying to have happen to them, the more you make a public spectacle out of them, the worse your life will be in the end when the truth comes to light. And that's exactly what's happening to her, slowly but surely, but it is happening. Because next, the Four of Swords pops out. So she's definitely dealing with some internal conflict and battle. Um, this card feels a lot like a death because the coffin is there. So it's like an ego death because she's realizing like, no matter how many times she appeals, no matter how many times she screams that, she was the victim and Johnny Depp was the abuser, the evidence show differently. So, I mean, how can you argue with that? Like, if the evidence is proving something different, and she just won't let this go. And so things are going to end up continuing to get worse and worse and worse for her as time goes by, in all of her areas of life. I just ask that divine source protect her baby, because that baby is innocent and doesn't have anything to do with any of this. Um, but Amber Heard, yeah, she's definitely going to get exactly what she's been putting out all this time. Also, the Empress in reverse came out. Okay. Yeah, instead of having the life of luxury and ease and, you know, um, love in her life and contentment and peace of mind, she's not at peace within herself. And it's very hard for her to see others at peace as a narcissist, particularly Johnny Depp, especially every time he succeeds in something or gets ahead in something, it just burns her gears. Like, um, yeah, so yeah, her overall outcome is the Tower and basically death to her ego. And yeah, mm, she is definitely going to live with watching him continue to succeed. Yeah, she's gonna definitely be an onlooker to all the positives that happens in his life. Everything that he succeeds with and comes into contact with for the positive, for the betterment of his life, is gifted to him by divine source. And unfortunately, she will have to sit and watch him succeed in life while her life falls into ruins, it will shatter like the tower, which is the first card that popped out for her overall outcome. Yeah, Divine is not playing with people today. And if I were her, I would stop the appeals, and I would stop, the campaigns to basically what is the word I'm looking for? Um to assassinate Johnny Depp's character and make him seem like he's like this really horrible person. She needs to stop that, and she needs to move on with her life. Otherwise, God is going to give her a front row seat to Johnny Depp's life, as he's been doing thus far, because she just keeps going. And she's going to see him win, and she's going to see him succeed, but she will never be able to experience that herself as long as she continues moving forward with this type of attitude and spirit. So, maybe if she repents and changes her ways, she will still have to deal with her karma from this situation, because it was such a huge ordeal that she made it into. But if she repents and dedicates herself to the divine, there is a chance that mercy could be had on her at some point. And she may not still get the life that she totally desires, but it will stop her from going through repetitive tower moments, and also uncross her life as she continues to work with the divine to, basically remove the negativities starting from, her own thinking, her own internal, um, sources of negativity. First, she has to remove those things and clean those things out of her life, and then divine will allow, great things that, she would have worked on herself in order to deserve coming into her life. But if she never repents and if she never works on herself, then those things will never come, and she will continue to have tower moments, and she will continue to have an internal death to her ego as well as all areas of her life, and it will be nothing that she can do to stop that, and it will just continue to get worse and worse and worse. So I would advise her to stop and basically focus on that beautiful baby, and try to move forward in a more positive direction, because the game ended up being set up against her the moment she decided to lie on Johnny Depp and paint him out to be, sorry guys, paint him out to be something that he wasn't totally. Um, just listening to the court case previously. Go back and check out my previous readings on Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's too much evidence, too much proof that points to the fact that she was lying the whole time. And Johnny Depp did not mind owning up to his stuff. He didn't mind owning up to his part to play in this situation. Not saying that he's completely an angel, because he didn't even say he was completely an angel. However, one thing he is for the most part overall is truthful and honest, and she was being very deceptive and manipulative. So she's gonna have a personal death to all areas of her life, inclusive of her finances, because of how she carried on in public with this case, this situation. So this was a royal request, and I hope the royal that suggested and requested, um, an updated reading on this appeal for Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. I hope they enjoy this, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and bright blessings.